Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg both own some of the biggest companies in the world. Will they now both be owners of the biggest fight ever in the history of the world as well? Well, possibly. They're both in talks for a cage match pay-per-view that would cost $100 and possibly bring in over $1 billion. What exactly is a cage match? Why do they want to fight? And what is the end goal or end game of this? Hey you, yes you, are you one of the 99% of viewers that are not subscribed to our channel? If so, scroll down and hit the subscribe button. When you're down there, be sure to also like this video. Now let's get back to this video. Elon Musk was the first to challenge Mark Zuckerberg on social media to a cage match, quote unquote, in a long-running feud between each other. Mark Zuckerberg, who's the CEO of Meta or Facebook, reached out to his good friend Dana White, who's the president of the UFC or Ultimate Fighting Championship. The UFC promotes MMA as a sport, which is also in a cage. Zuckerberg reached out to Dana White, more than likely to help set up the fight or to go over details on how to set up the fight. Dana White had contacts with Musk, on which he reached out to Musk to see if they could make it happen. From there, they've been going back and forth. So what exactly is the cage match in the situation? Are they going to be utilizing a UFC type cage? Are they going to be using a boxing ring, which isn't a cage, but it's still kind of caged off? Elon Musk has been recently seen doing judo, where Zuckerberg has been seen doing BJJ or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In that respect, are they going to be using something similar to the UFC cage and fighting in multiple different styles, not necessarily to boxing or fighting with fists, but using a mixed martial arts approach? There hasn't been word on that yet, but I'm sure details will come out soon if this potential match progresses. So why have this fight? Why would Elon Musk come out and challenge Zuckerberg? Part of it could be ego. Part of it is because Musk might want to become fit, and this might give him a platform to go out there and become a healthier self, as Zuckerberg did a few years ago learning BJJ. And part of it might just be wanting to stay in the limelight. Elon Musk obviously loves attention and being in the news, and he has utilized that over the course of the last 10 plus years, to help grow his businesses and his following. Zuckerberg is obviously a huge fan of MMA with learning BJJ over the last few years. So maybe he just wants to put that to the test while also potentially taking down one of his biggest opponents. And what exactly is the end goal of this cage match? It could bring in over $1 billion. That sounds like a pretty good end goal. But both Musk and Zuckerberg have both said they don't want to do it for the money. If anything, there'd be a charitable component to this whole situation, whether it be through advertisers or the money going directly to charity in one way or another. They want to give that money back to a good cause. Does that mean they might not make money off of it? Probably not, but does mean they want to do it for a good cause. Another aspect of it, the end goal, is obviously promotion of themselves, their businesses. Having a storyline be out there probably does more good than harm, unless there's some kind of weird injury or fatality that occurs. And then lastly would be historical. Well, what exactly does that mean? Obviously, it would be the biggest fight, potentially from a revenue standpoint, but it would also be the first time that this YouTube boxing scenario goes into MMA, where traditional athletes aren't the ones that are fighting. It'd be non-traditional or influencer type individuals going into the cage to fight. What does that mean? Well, they could start a new trend. Starting the new trend, if this trend becomes historical in contents, as in if it lasts a while, we would look back at this cage match pay-per-view and say, hey, this is what started it all. It could also build a foundation for maybe something else, whether it be a different league or platform, or even a foundation for charitable contributions. Who knows? Once Musk and Zuckerberg are done fighting, maybe Jeff Bezos might come along. I mean, have you seen that guy lately? At the end of the day, this pushes sports out to other individuals, and maybe different markets that don't know about it, especially cage matches, MMA, and the variety of different skills and abilities that are used in those situations. Hopefully, this comes to fruition rather than just a publicity stunt, as it would be interesting what happens after the pay-per-view. Would there be some kind of continuous historical context going on, or is it just a one-time thing? We'd love to know what you think about this potential cage match pay-per-view, or if others should be also doing such pay-per-views. Let us know down in the comments your thoughts, and we thank you for watching.